And we're back. The Sink or Swim is a band that I go way, way, way back with. We met when my band was playing shows back in 2015 at this crazy, janky music festival in Tucson. And they were wonderful. I loved the hell out of them. They were really, really nice guys. They were really down to earth and really fun and easy to hang out with. And they played a killer show aside from the stage just sucking because all the generators blew out and the festival sucked. But even still, they kept keeping on, and they were absolutely amazing. And we played probably over half a dozen shows with them afterwards. So anyway, they're wonderful guys. They've got some new music coming out, and they're constantly just hustling and working hard and killing and kicking ass. So welcome, please, Sink or Swim. Holy shit, we're rolling. Hey, guys, how's it going?
What's up?
Let's just do some introductions here real quick. To my left, we have Derek.
Hey, how's it going?
And in front of me, I have Lou.
What's up, everybody?
Lou is the drummer.
Yep.
Derek.
This is true.
I sing and I do some other things.
Sing and do some other. Yeah, I noticed that. Like you're singing on the new track, right?
Yeah.
I listened to it and I was like, that does not sound like Nate at all. I didn't know that you were singing for these guys now. That's super awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
So voice sounds great. Your voice sounds good, Lou.
Oh yeah, I don't sing. Actually, in Life After Midnight. Oh, I always said your voice.
We all sing on Life After Midnight at the end. We make that little halo.
Nice.
That little halo sounding thing.
That's super rad. Yeah, we were just talking about how I've got a tattoo of Ohio on my arm, and that kind of opens up one of the first things I wanted to mention, because you guys came out here from Ohio just together. You just banded together and pieced out. Where in Ohio were you from?
So I was from Columbus, Ohio. Originally, Nate and I came out here a little bit. We went to college for 2 years and both ended up dropping out. So his mom and brother were out here, so it just kind of gave us a reason to not go straight. We wanted to go to LA, but it was just honestly kind of random that it happened. And then, so I'm from New Albany, Ohio specifically, and Nate and I went to we were in the same fourth grade class. And then he ended up going to Mount Vernon High School, I believe, or Danville High School, which was more out in the country of Ohio. And we didn't really talk for a few years, and then we just kind of reconnected because we coincidentally dropped out of college at the same time. And then we came out here, met Neil through Twitter within a week, and then Derek's from New Albany, Ohio too. He just came out later.
That's right. Yeah, I definitely want to talk about that, but real quick. So first of all, fuck LA. LA, fuck LA. The fact that you get into Phoenix is way cooler. LA is so played out. Oh yeah, we're a band. We moved to LA.
Yeah.
Fuck it, yeah, you and every other Starbucks employee.
That's hilarious. But it seems like a very big endeavor and just jumping into a giant pond. And honestly, Phoenix ended up being way cooler than we expected. Because in Columbus, there's not really stuff going on. I feel like there's just the local people who are people making podcasts or writing or blogging. It just happens here more.
It's just Ohio in general.
Yeah.
Ohio, I love Ohio, and every time I visit, I absolutely love it. But I've noticed that it's always just slower paced, and it's more just kind of we live here and we grow up here and then we die, and it's it's beautiful, man. I love Ohio, but it's so fucking boring.
I mean, honestly, that's why we kind of wanted something new. I feel like too.
Yeah, that makes sense. So so I'm from Dayton, Ohio, or an outskirt of Dayton, Ohio. Kind of not near either Columbus or Cincinnati, or Cleveland, just nowhere. Almost
Dayton.
Almost Kentucky.
I know Dayton.
Yeah. Bogarts, that's what you got, I guess. Or there's Bogarts. Bogarts is, I think it's Dayton, right? I don't fucking remember.
I just know some people went to University of Dayton, I feel from high school.
Yeah, so that was basically it. So was it fucking was it scary to just jump out here to a brand new place, or were you guys just nah, fuck it, let's do it?
I mean, I was at the point where I was just I just want to do something kind of spontaneous, and I felt throwing ourselves into a new situation would create something. If we just stayed in Ohio and we're let's make a band again, it just wouldn't have had we wouldn't have had that kick in our ass to really get stuff going, I feel so.
And a kick in your ass is definitely what Sink or Swim has. You guys have got a greater hustle than a lot of the other bands that I see. Constantly, always fucking seeing your name in videos, and you guys sponsor the hell out of shit. Like, so good for you. That. Yeah, like it's not just because like I follow you on stuff. I just feel like you pop up more than any of the other bands that I see.
Well, good. I'm glad to know that. I try to do a good job with that stuff.
Yeah, that's mainly you, right? Don't you do you run everything?
Yeah, I don't know. I do like all of that online presence stuff, and I don't really write. That's mostly the other guys, but I do all of like the behind the scenes stuff that needs done. So
I don't even run my own social media. So.
Derek fucking pays a guy. That's fucking rad, dude. When we met in fucking 2017 at a broke ass festival in Tucson. Do you remember that?
Yeah, no, dude. That was 2016.
Was it 2016?
Dude, yeah. Dude, honestly, that could have even been 2015.
I think it was 15.
We met. We got Neil. Like, I think it was.
Make him sound like a dog.
Well, we got Neil. we combined forces with Neil in. I think it was like May 2015, and then that was one of our first shows, so I feel like it had to be.
Yeah, it was 2015 because it was October. Yeah, it was October, I believe.
Momentum Fest.
Yeah, right? Momentum Fest. Fucking
dude, that shit was so ridiculous.
They like all of the amps, like so they had it was outside, and they promised like 72 bands, and like 27 showed up.
Yeah, like no one showed up.
And then like the generator kept going out. Like there was a big, huge stage, and that was the stage that everybody wanted to be on.
It was like an amphitheater almost.
Exactly. Like, and then I remember talking to you guys and being like, "Man, I really wish we were on the main stage." And you're like, "Nah, dude, their generator keeps going out." And the band's like get fucked.
Yeah, I remember it was like super sketchy. And like I don't know, it ended up just being a bunch of bands playing to each other, but it was cool. Like we met you guys, we met a bunch of people there, and that was really early on. So yeah, that was a good plus side. That was a crazy trip. Like, I was super sick. Then that was great, and we had a great time, and we met you guys, and your sound at that time, like obviously your sound has changed, but at that time we were like, dude, like we've got to fucking hook up and hang out with these guys. Plus you're just fun. Yeah, like laid back. You guys were awesome. So we definitely clicked there. That was cool. And we were like both three pieces at the time. So exactly. Like, yeah. And then our check bounced. I don't know about you guys. Dude, we didn't even get paid. We never even got a check to like try to bounce. Yeah. No, we only got the check because we like harassed the guy for it. And which at that time we wouldn't have done. We almost always at that time were kind of like if they come to us, then we'll get paid. Hooray! You know what I mean? But at that time, we were like, this is Tucson. Like, we drove a long way. We need to get paid. And the guy was like, but like, don't cash it until like this time. And then did you wait? Yeah, we waited. It just fucking bounced. Yeah, so, I don't know. That was crazy. That was just. I don't know. Was that the only show that you guys played down there that night or that weekend? Or did you play somewhere else? That was our only time we've even played Tucson. Like, we've yet to go back, and we should. Like, we need to, for sure. Yeah, dude, for sure. So how did you get hooked up with Derek? I mean, you can explain this. Yeah, come on, Derek. You can talk to me.
It started when I was, well, we've always been connected. I grew up like 2-3 streets away from him and his little brother. Yeah, his little brother was like my best friend growing up. So, like, I was always just naturally around Lou. And even Nate back in the day, like way back in the day. Like, I have memories playing, like, football in his basement, like a small basement. That's awesome. And we were just so small it worked. Yeah, and now we'd kill each other. Come middle school, I started playing in a band with, I don't even know, were you two together before? No, Nate joined us later. Yeah, Nate joined our band, and I was already in. I was in middle school, I think, like 8th grade or something. And, we just played shows. We eventually lost our first singer, and Nate moved to vocals back then. The band just dispersed pretty quickly just because we were young and I don't know. We just didn't have experience. We like tried to record one song and paid like way too much money, and then we were like, the first day we were like, we went to like a nice studio because we were stupid and we had no idea what we were doing. And the first day we showed up without my drum set because I was just like assuming they'd have it. Yeah, and we ended up wasting the day, and then we ended up recording the tempo like way too fast. Yeah, those producers looked at us like we were just money to them. That was so funny. It's always we've all been in bands like that though. Like I was in like this crappy like it wasn't even a School of Rock band. It was like a like rip off School of Rock thing in Fairborn, Ohio. Okay, and like the Absolute Music, and it was like these talents, these like, not even talent scouts, like these guys who like
they would all basically, if you took lessons through Absolute Music, they would put the best of each like kid together into a band.
Okay.
And it was awful. And we did like the cover of stuff like One from Metallica and Fly Away from Lenny Kravitz.
Wow.
And shit.
That was like my favorite song when I was like 5.
Yeah, dude. It was fucking awful. And somewhere those recordings exist, and I've got to get them. I need to track them down.
Drop a secret mixtape.
Do you still have access to those old recordings that you guys did together?
I don't know, because I got rid of my old laptop, so it had.
If anything, we have like a YouTube video of us in that studio.
Yeah,
those
okay.
are bad.
We have videos.
And there's a video of me and Nate like playing an acoustic original back in the day. And I think I was wearing athletic shorts and a suit jacket.
Yeah, you were. Like in my basement, it just looks so janky.
That's the thing back in the day when you had things called originals as opposed to like, this is my music.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Anytime because so I help out working over at 51 West.
Okay.
And anytime I hear a band say like, this is an original, I'm always like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like,
It should be this is a cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're gonna justify something, it's because it's not your song.
Yeah, right. For sure. So, do you remember? You probably do. When we fucking played that mall with you guys, in the middle, like way north. It was like North Phoenix, I think. It was like one of the. Do you remember that? You guys played a mall, like not like like.
Oh
like,
yeah, we had you guys play like half of our set.
Yeah, like an intermission.
Yeah, because I remember that. Yeah, at Tempe, or was it Tempe Marketplace?
It was the exact same mall as Tempe Marketplace, but it was like way
Was
up
it like
north.
Westgate?
Yeah, Westgate.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. That was awesome. Thank you guys so much, because we didn't have enough music to fill the 3 hours. That was like the main reason.
Well, we fucking hit them up. We hit that guy up that runs all that stuff like a few months afterwards because we wanted to do it ourselves, and they didn't fucking let us play.
Really?
Like, yeah, they were like, nah.
I wonder if it's because we like went again, because they like booked us a few more times.
Yeah,
like,
I know. They've worked with you. I think I don't know. We were fucking, I know that we were really loud.
Maybe.
Probably not in a productive way.
I mean, we also probably should have run that by them. I bet they wouldn't have had a problem with it, but it was just like, oh, okay, you're not going to play like what we said you were going to play.
Yeah,
so.
it's like 3 fucking assholes just got up and played a completely different like kind of music. It was so much fun though.
No, yeah, that was great.
And that drive was crazy too, coming all the way because I lived at Queen Creek at the time, so I was driving all the way back there, which was fucking insane. Do you guys still all live together, by the way?
Oh yeah. Right
you do?
now, yeah, we do.
Is that awesome or is that terrible?
I mean, it's good because we're there to like do music together, but it also sometimes it's like, I don't know, like it all blends together. So
the idea of that always made me nervous.
Well, just
the idea of like living with your band.
Yeah, I don't know.
It seems to work because you guys are still together. So.
The only hard thing about it is it makes you take the time together. It's less valuable to you, so you don't.
Yeah.
You end up not practicing as much as if you lived like really close together, but you didn't see each other unless like you hit each other up to make music. You know.
Yeah, that makes
sense.
It
kind of blends together a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I think handicaps.
I've kind of wanted to do something like I've thought about like the idea of like let's all live together, but at the same time I'm like okay, yes, it would be good because you can constantly work together on music, but it would also suck because it's like. Any argument that you get to could lead to the detriment of the band. Yeah.
I mean, things happen, but I feel like everyone at this point is like all committed on the same level. So
I would agree. You guys seem pretty fucking into it. Like,
thanks.
at this point.
Yeah, so I don't think. I mean, maybe in the future we would consider getting like 2 apartments and just getting like a practice space. But I mean, living together overall, like having a band house is cool. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you guys were talking about early. Like, you're talking about how the Tucson show was one of your first shows. What were like a few of your very earliest shows? Because I feel like those are always the most interesting stories.
So our first show ever was at Club Red with like. So yeah, I think that was our only time we've played it. Maybe one other.
Yeah.
But that was with like Neil was just getting out of that School of Rock stuff, like when he was graduating high school, and we played a show with like. A few School of Rock bands, and like I think Dollskin was on that, and like I think Westland played it. It was just like a bunch of bands that were doing stuff, but that was like we played to like no one, and then early on we played. I feel like we played like a Rebel show, but I don't know. I just remember like. That show at Club Red was like we played so bad, and we had a lot of this, like that show, we played all songs that we like don't have anymore. Probably
were you guys on the main stage or in that like little back smaller stage?
I think it was probably the back,
the smaller one. It's like really narrow kind of room.
Yeah,
kind of suffocating.
But when you walk in, is it straight? The one that's straight back. Not the. Is there one that's like to the right?
Yeah, there's one. The one to the right is the main stage. Okay, the one that's like straight back is the littler one.
That's where we were.
Yeah. I've been there once. We got offered this like so my girlfriend works for Mantooth. And they get a bunch of little jobs for other companies too, and they needed loaders for a fucking rap show for Twisted, the ICP.
That's hilarious.
So fucking my roommate Dylan and I went and like worked for like the fucking Juggalo crew. It was like really weird.
That's your one experience.
Yeah, my one experience at Club Red was working for Twisted and Blaze Ya Dead Homie.
That's ridiculous.
It's so fucking hilarious. Did you guys do a lot of house shows in the beginning? I feel like that's a really common thing.
I feel like in Phoenix we really didn't, like, because there's just a lot of venue options, and we just started trying to like, we just seemed to stray away from that. But we've played Flag, I'd say, like 6-7 times, and I'd say 3 of those were house shows.
I'm jealous, dude. I've only played Flag once, and it was at the Hive.
Okay,
which is cool, but
yeah, we played the Hive like twice, I think. It's definitely like a hole in the wall place, but people get crazy. Yeah.
Dude, people went fucking nuts. It was so much fun.
We actually have a really crazy story about the Hive, though.
Oh man,
I want to hear it. Let's hear it. Let's do it. Let's hear it.
So, this guy like kept calling our friend who went up with us from Phoenix like the N-word, and we literally called him out like because he passed out during our set, right? And Nate was like, "Get this like racist the hell out of here." And then, like, later he came up and, like, said some shit again, and it ended up...
Was he just drunk or on drugs or what?
Hammered.
He hammered? Okay.
Hammered.
Yeah, but, like, we literally just said, dude, please just, like, walk away. Like, we really don't want to, like, keep dealing with this. And he kept coming back. He's like, I just want to... Like, I love you guys. I just want to, like, be your friend. And, like, eventually he ended up getting blasted in the face.
Oh.
And it was
not only that, when he walked away, like when he like the walk of shame away from us, got pushed in the back, like literally on his face, like cheap shot, like it was horrible.
That's
but, like,
fucking rough.
But everyone was like yelling at this guy to just like leave, and it was a crazy situation. But
that's crazy, man.
There's a lot of people at the Hive though. It was, like, it was a cool show.
That's
like
rad.
A gang fight almost.
Yeah.
Fucking, I know. I think I can picture that perfectly. Like I
like
know
out in that like brick area.
Totally. The coffee shop next door to that place is super rad too. Have you guys played the Green Room?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, dude, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, we played that with like False North, who now like lives in Austin.
Oh yeah, did they move?
Yeah, they moved.
I saw that on their Bandcamp that it said Austin, Texas, and I thought maybe it was a different band.
No, dude, yeah, they moved, and they're cool dudes. And we played it with a band called Sports and Soul Drop.
We played with a band called Sports at the Hive as well.
Okay.
Soul Drop is we've always wanted to play with them, but never got around to it.
We did a house show with them too, I believe. Maybe even 2 house shows with them. They're cool. They get a lot of people out, and there's like a little circle. I feel like whenever we just played Hotel Monte Vista the last time.
Dude, that place looks sick.
Yeah, that one was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
it was
cool.
packed, and like we played it with Forest Eater from Phoenix, and then a band called Sports played, and I feel like there was one more band on it.
We played a show in Flex F with a vapecore band, I guess.
Vapecore?
They're called
Like-
Nice Trip. And it's
Okay. We met the guitarist. Like, literally, we turned the corner to go into the Monte Vista, and this guy with long hair is like, hey, like, I'm from Nice Trip. Like, and I was like, I've heard of you guys.
dude, like the whole entire the set, all they talked about was vaping. And like they were like, they had songs about vaping,
Oh
and
my
like it was
God.
fucking weird.
That's weird. I mean,
That's
I'll
bizarre.
vape, but I'm not gonna talk.
But they
about
had
it.
a saxophone player too. It was really strange.
Wow.
It was,
Was it good or at all?
it was
or
fine. It was cool.
fine.
It was weird. Like it was like it was one of those bands you want to see at a weird place like the Hive. You know, it was cool. Like
Vapecore?
dude, the Monty V is where like one of my all time favorite local bands is a band called American Longspurs.
Okay,
and
I've heard of them.
They play Monty V all the time, and we're gonna go they're playing a show on New Year's up there, which is
wow.
gonna be fucking crazy.
Are you gonna go up?
Oh
for
yeah,
it?
and we're gonna spend like way too much money on a hotel room and
Hell
just stay
yeah.
the whole night and go crazy.
That's awesome. The cool thing about whenever we go to Flag is it's like every band that we know, like I don't know, like Soul Drop, band called Sports, Four Cornered Room, like Tiny Bird, like they
Tiny
played.
Bird,
That's
yeah.
who else we played with.
Those are all the bands that I think I know. And Towers
I don't know
and
Towers.
Les Trebuchet, I think, is the other band that I've heard of. Those are literally all of the bands I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Flagstaff.
Well, they're doing a good job, I guess, because those are the ones I've heard of as well.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, overall, like, I don't know. I really like the flag bands. It's like it has its own scene for sure.
Yeah.
And everyone goes to everyone's shows, I feel like. So
yeah, the thing was like the thing about Phoenix is that there's a lot of what I would refer to as like bring your own power strip shows.
Okay.
Like especially like when you're first starting out, there's a lot of weird indie shows. Like when we played the In Groove, that record store show.
Yeah, wasn't that like the first year they were open to?
Yeah, and that's I always say bring your own power strip shows as a saying, and that's a reference to that show.
That's
they
hilarious.
Literally told us, yeah, you guys are gonna bring your own power strip. I was like, what the fuck is this,
dude? Oh my god, that show. Do you remember the guy who played that, like the crazy box?
Yes, I do. The guy who like plugged his iPod in and just yelled.
Malarkey.
Yeah, Malarkey. Fuck yeah, dude. Run on Sunshine.
Yeah.
Dude, we have a vinyl of his that's shaped like a cat.
Wow.
I mean, it's not vinyl, it's like lathe, but he like he took a piece of wood and made it into a shape of a cat and then painted a cat onto it and like pasted a lathe cut onto it.
So does it play and it like is the shape of a cat?
Yeah, it's the shape of a cat, but there's like the circular thing in the middle. So that's how it works.
Okay.
And it sounds awful. But like that's kind of the nice thing about it is that you can only with lathe cuts, I guess you can only play them so many times before they get ruined.
Gotcha.
So I have to be like ready. Like, okay, this is what I'm spending a listen.
Yeah. Like, you have like a countdown going, a paper chain going.
Yeah. Something I was thinking about the other day that I thought you guys would have an insight on is like, what do you think some of your biggest mistakes were, like starting out? I was talking about that with somebody the other day.
I feel like I guess, could have waited to release music. I feel like the first EP was good, but like I almost wish that we like just waited until like and played shows and maybe did like 2 or 3 singles over the course of the first year, and then like I wish we could have like dropped wasted time like with like the production we have now or something. So I don't know. I guess it's like it saddens me like the recording quality of some of the old stuff.
It sounds great though. I mean, it sounds better than fucking anything we've ever released. So like,
dude, I fucking love Stellar. That's like one of the first EPs, right?
It is. Yeah,
that's the first one.
It's the only EP. Yeah, we have one EP and one full length.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because dude, I remember like after we played with you guys, I thought the song 20 was like the best thing ever.
We still close with it every night.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
We're kind of in a hole. Like we don't know how to end our sets.
Besides that, like you've committed to.
Thank you for the kind words. Like, but the thing is, your guys just like for the Fish Out of Water EP was very much like I remember Alicia, my girlfriend, and I like driving up and down the coast listening to that on repeat constantly. Awesome. Like it has that sound to it. It's great. But honestly, I think High Tides. I don't know. Like High Tides is fucking really good too. Like
thanks.
Like Blame It On Me is an awesome song.
Thanks.
Yeah, sick.
You probably like Neil's bass solo.
It's crazy. It is crazy. But I honestly, specifically, I like the guitar tone. Like, the guitar tone throughout that whole song is super crisp.
Cool.
And what's up with? Okay, I have to talk about this because it's so interesting. Where did you guys get the footage for the video for Glass Eye?
We went to like some crazy like artist house, like
Wish we could tell you.
Yeah, like I don't know where we were. I felt like I was in like a trip. Like this guy had some house, and it was like right in the middle of downtown. I feel like, right?
No, it was out in the mountains, kind of.
Was it?
I think so.
It's wild.
Well, he literally every room he like mosaicked it with tile and like he like painted everything and had like I don't know, like one room was purple, one was like a blue theme, and he just had like crazy sequency things like. I don't know.
I couldn't tell if it was creepy or like cool as
fuck.
Well, how did you find out about that?
Okay, so for that video, we were working with Surreal Sister Photography, and she was
I know who that is. I've heard that name before.
Yeah. She did like our organ shot and.
Want some more coffee, homeboy? Yeah, sorry.
Absolutely. Thank you. And so she was friends with the artist whose house we used for that. So that was our end. She's like, I think this place would look awesome. And we were like, yeah, I agree.
The most interesting part about that video, though, is like the fucking helicopter shot in the beginning. I was like, how the fuck did this band get a helicopter shot?
Yeah, I don't.
Like, what is this?
To be honest, I'm not sure where that came from either. That was in the editing part.
I remember like watching it, like immediately it opens with that, and I was expecting like in a world.
Yeah, or like some like Liam Neeson movie.
Yeah,
or
I was like, what? And then it just like cuts to that, and I was like, oh, okay, well here we go. Like it was super funny though. I remember like I always think about that opening shot when
That's
I think
hilarious.
about that video.
Yeah, that was early on. Like we were all pretty bad at acting too. So yeah, like we want to do a video here, but we want to like really approach it right, and it's hard to conceptualize stuff sometimes.
Yeah, music videos are weird. I feel like they're extremely important, and I'm obsessed with them. But it's really hard to like get it right.
Good, yeah.
They're really weird.
Yeah.
So like I remember you guys being really kind of staunch in your position to be a 3-piece. Like we talked about that at the In Groove about how like you were talking like you guys like I think somebody wanted another guitar player, and then the other person was like, no, then Neil can't have his fucking sick bass solos or whatever.
Yeah.
Like so, where did the idea for to have a fourth member come around?
I guess like once we started writing songs that we were recording with multiple guitar parts, we were kind of thinking about it. And then like Derek was like the person that we knew, like if we need keys, if we need like basically any instrument, he'd be able to do it. So I don't know. It just like worked out. Like it was like an easy person to trust. And it, like, I mean, he writes a lot, and I mean, at the time it just like worked out. Like he ended up looking for a band at like the time that we wanted someone. So
and he wanted it so bad that he moved across the country for it.
Yeah,
for your boys.
Yeah. We actually drove together.
Yeah, I flew
nice.
back and then
fuck
drove.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I've made that drive like 3 or 4 times.
Oh
now.
yeah, dude.
I hate that drive.
Really?
I don't like it.
Oh, I love
It
it.
gives me anxiety.
I've had drives that I've liked and some that I've been like, let me just get there already. But
For sure. Like it's I think it's beautiful, especially going through like it depends on which way you go, but if you go through like Tennessee, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like
for sure.
There's certain pieces of the South. I fucking hate Oklahoma, all of it. All
yeah,
of it. Like,
okay. I have a funny story. So one time me and Nate drove back together and like to Arizona from Ohio, and Nate was driving my car, and within a 2-hour period he got 2 tickets in Oklahoma. Like I shit you not, 2. And I just remember throwing quarters into those fucking things to like whatever they're called, the tolls, yeah, and like we would go we'd go the wrong way and then have to like pay more. It just felt like a trap. I hated it because it was nighttime too, so we couldn't see. Like I hated it.
And then you get the windmills in Texas and New Mexico.
Staring you down.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay, yeah. The 3 states that I hate driving through are Oklahoma, fucking New Mexico. I don't know. Like New Mexico is just boring. It's just fucking. There's nothing.
I remember doing New Mexico at night and just being scared. Yeah. Like no one in the cars, just darkness.
Totally.
Yeah.
Southern Utah is also really scary at night. I drove through that at night, and we had to pull off at this like skeevy motel because I couldn't drive anymore.
Yeah, that happened.
It was one of those like horror movie like vacancy hotels just in the middle of nowhere.
That's hilarious.
And I hate Arkansas. Arkansas sucks. The roads are rough. It's just you can tell why all the awful shit happens in Arkansas.
Yeah, like, I don't think I've ever heard like any great story of like a man from Arkansas.
Yeah, no, it's always like the West, like the West Memphis 3. Like it's always like stories like that. Was it hard to adjust to being a 4-piece, or did you guys take to it really quickly?
Well, you came for that Flagstaff shit. Like when you came to
I played
visit.
a show with them before I even moved here.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it worked out.
That's cool.
It was sloppy and stuff. We only practiced like twice.
Yeah. But I mean, it was like we grew up playing together, so like adjusting back into that sort of thing.
I imagine it was a party.
Yeah, it was fun.
Did you? So like, with you singing on the songs, are those songs that you wrote, or like how does the vocal like break off work?
Yeah, it's usually you just sing what you write.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can totally tell the difference too. I can tell like I can already tell like what a Derek song is versus like,
definitely different styles.
It works though. Like you guys managed to keep it together.
Thank you.
Which is kind of
rough.
rough.
Like if you know our song Arizona, he wrote that one, right? Or was that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Then we went back. Dopamine was Nate's, and then this one was Derek's, the new one.
Yeah, the new one is definitely like the new one feels like nighttime. Like that's what it sounds like.
That's so funny because we were on the Blaze radio thing earlier today, and she asked us like the ASU college radio, and she was asking us like,
what a fucking drop in quality this must be.
no, this is cool. This is awesome. This is more laid
fun.
back. Yeah.
She doesn't hear that.
But she was asking us like the vibe, and we kept saying like nighttime, and like I mean that's definitely what we were going for. We think it's like for night drives.
I was about to say windows down night. That's kind of how our EP that's what we want our new EP to sound like too. We hope it sounds like that.
I'm excited for that. Hell yeah.
Even hearing the early demos that like Josh came up with, I was like, oh, this is totally like on, or specifically like I remember like anytime we're on the road and we're like blaring music with the windows down. That's what it's. I love music like that.
Yeah.
Like, pop music. Like, I'm not a really big pop music guy, but pop music has managed to really do that well.
Yeah.
Like, I hear a lot of pop songs where I'm like, this is a night song. There's a lot of them.
Yeah. We definitely feel like we tried to establish that vibe through, like, the guitar tones and the effects.
Totally. And, yeah, it definitely achieves it. I wasn't expecting it, but I really, really fucking liked it. One of the things that I noticed about you guys is you tend to walk a lesser known path, which is, at least in the local music scene, which is like you in the past, I don't know if you guys still do this, but you would hustle tickets hardcore to be able to like work for bigger bands or open for bigger bands at venues. Like I remember you opening for like Soul Asylum and like a bunch of shows at Marquee and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of local bands don't do that. Do you feel like that like paid off? Do you think that was worth? Like, what do you guys think about how that went?
I mean,
do you still do that?
Yeah, like we for the most part, like our last Rebel Lounge show, you know, like we hustled, and we're just trying to do it less often. You know, I just think it makes the show a bigger deal, and you know, we'll play gigs here and there, but the ones that we're gonna like, our big release is gonna be January 20th at Crescent Ballroom. So
that's awesome. Are you headlining that?
Yeah, that's going to be our release show. So we don't want to give away the lineup yet.
Yeah.
Well, we said one band earlier, so Wives is going to be opening for us on that. So
that's going to be sick.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we're excited. So, you know, like for that, we're going to try to get as many people through the door as we can. Oh yeah, you know?
Crescent's a big deal. Crescent is also expensive, so I imagine that's important.
Yeah, it'll definitely be. I don't know. We just wanted to do it. Like we want to probably play like in 2018. 5 Phoenix shows throughout the year and make them a bigger deal.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Damn, that's gonna be really hard. What are you guys gonna do in the meantime?
Well, I mean, hopefully we can tour after this EP.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, have you guys like gone out of state too much?
We went and played Ohio like back when we were at 3-piece. Yeah. So that was literally the only time. Like we've taken band trips to LA, but we haven't gotten to play yet.
Yeah, I got you. Dude, touring is fun. It's hard and it's rough, but it's fun. I think you guys are gonna have a good time.
Well, how did you guys go about like getting a van and all that? Did you just rent it?
First time we did it, we just used So do any of you guys have SUVs?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so we got lucky our first time, and our guitar player at the time we were a 4-piece before we met you guys.
Okay.
And our guitarist at the time had a Jeep, like a shitty like 90s Jeep Wrangler, and we just rented a U-Haul and put the U-Haul in the back, and we paid like $20 a day for the U-Haul, and we just did it that way. Second time we rented a van, and then second and third time we rented vans, which you can do somewhat inexpensively depending on where you go. We used a minivan once, which was actually like it worked because we.
So, Neil had a minivan, and we had to get rid of it.
I remember that fucking minivan. That was awesome.
Yeah,
that was our
classic.
Yeah, I'm so sad that we don't have it anymore.
How many times were the keys locked in there?
Yeah, I remember like behind Rebel Lounge after we played that one time having to use like someone's AAA.
Yeah, and Focal.
Oh yeah.
Awful things happen in both of those parking lots. Rebel Lounge, Austin, our drummer, almost choked and died on a giant chicken wing.
Wow. That sounds sketchy.
Because he's a psycho. That's not because of Rebel Lounge. That's because he's a weirdo.
Well, when we played Rebel, like we just headlined it like a few months ago, and I went out front to talk to some of my friends in line, and it was raining, which was weird, and a bee just like flew down and stung me right in the forehead.
Oh my God.
I was just like, it was really bizarre. I was like, the world's trying to tell me something right now. Like it's raining, and I just got randomly stung by a bee. That's
crazy. Well, I have contact. I have people I'll hook you up with if you guys want when you guys want shows in Southern California, and I have contacts in Colorado.
That would be amazing.
Hit me up, man. I will totally help you guys out there. Because we love going on the road. I don't do it. as we don't do it enough. The key I found is going on little week runs. Like do a week here, do a week here, do a week here. Especially if you're working full time.
Yeah.
Like that seems to be the you like go here, make friends. Go here, make friends. And like all the bands that come into town that open for you or that you open for, meet them all, become friends with them all, and get all their contacts and like set up places to stay in everywhere you go.
For sure. How far north have you guys gone?
Just Colorado. Okay. We did like northern Colorado. Like Fort Collins is almost to fucking. What is that, Wyoming, right above it? So, like, that's the farthest north that we've gone. Okay. We haven't gone too far. We just hit like California and Colorado.
Sweet. Yeah, I mean, we definitely, like, after the new year, like, we're going to drop this in January, so hopefully.
How many songs are on the new one?
It's 5.
5 songs. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So, are you guys, like, what is your idea on, like, full length? Do you want to do, like, a full length eventually, or do you like the EP? Because a lot of bands just drop EPs, like, which works.
I mean, if we, like, had the money all at once to do an album, you know, I would be down. But for the most part, I feel like, especially with the way music works now, dropping music in spurts, like, if you're going to drop a 10-song album, you can make it 2 EPs and extend that over a longer period of time.
Totally. No, it makes sense, especially in the digital age and when people want shit now. Like, you go to, like, there's bands where it's only been 2 years since their last release, and I'm like, are they broken up? Where are they? Like, what happened?
Yeah. You have to, like, I feel like if you don't have a flow of music online, for some reason, it's just evident. And I don't know, like, some songs do better than others, and it's weird, and sometimes it's like as I was saying, like I wish some of the old songs could have been used now, but being re-recorded. But
totally, I feel that way about a lot. Yeah, I feel that way about our entire last full-length album, actually. But it happens. I mean, you just gotta like do it and you guys seem to be writing a bunch of good songs continuously, so it doesn't seem like it's gonna be a problem. You're not gonna run dry anytime soon.
Yeah, hopefully not. That's everyone except me.
Oh yeah, everybody. That's fine. Who gives a shit? You're not you. You are. Here's the thing though, and this is what sucks is that it honestly, how good your songs are, doesn't matter as much as how hard you can hustle and market, which is depressing, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
So like you hustling as hard as you do are doing just as much of a service as the people who are writing the songs because it's got to fucking get out there.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
That's what it all comes down to. Like Anthony Fama from Redemptions once told me that as a musician, unfortunately, you're a shit salesman. And you just need to push as much shit as possible. And that's the unfortunate truth of it.
That's hilarious.
And I don't want it to be that way, but like you go and see a band that doesn't have any merch and it's like, who are you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You have to be able to like, people need to be able to leave with something for sure.
Yeah. And want something and buy. And it sucks, but that's just kind of how it is. Like, but you guys have got that. You've always had. Do you guys still use that banner thing? What's up with that?
We have a new one.
You have a new one?
Yeah, the old one that was like black with our Facebook on it and stuff. I think that's folded up somewhere. But we got like a Scrim one now. But honestly, we have like a new logo. It's like the High Tides logo, so we might like get a new one.
Yeah, that EP, I want to jump back to that for a second. I really like that you guys managed to like. I see a huge growth, like a maturity between the first album and the second album. But like, it's kind of like, it's like the same ballpark, but like better songs, better recording. I guess I would say
we did switch producers for that. So.
Yeah. Do you go with a different person every time, or do you like to keep it the same?
Well, all 3 EPs are different producers, so.
I got it.
I feel like we kind of found a home with Fullwell, who we just did it with. So
yeah, where'd you guys record that at?
Fullwell Recording Studios, which is like in downtown Phoenix, like next to the fairgrounds, I think.
Okay.
With Mike Bolenbach, and it was just like he had a lot of vintage gear, and like he was someone who would be like, I think this would sound good. Let's try this out, and it wasn't just like, is that good? Like ready to move on. And we did it in 4-hour spurts, which was really nice. It wasn't 8-hour days.
That sounds cool.
A bunch of 4-hour days.
Yeah, when you can afford to do that, it's really really nice.
He like prefers to work that way, so
yeah. Well,
it was nice.
He makes more money that way too.
Yeah.
But that's rad. That's super cool. Like I would love to sit down and do a bunch of like little spurts. Instead of just shoving everything into like a 12-hour recording day, and by the end of it, you're frazzled and want to fucking move on.
Yeah, for sure.
It happens, man. You got to do it the way you do it, however you can. You guys also did something that was really interesting, and you popped up on TV a lot there for a little while. Like you guys did local news stuff a bunch, and like that was really surprising and like kind of strange. How did you guys manage to get on TV so much?
I don't remember how it happened the first time, but however it happened, I think we were on like promoting some event we were playing. I don't remember what it was, but after that I was just like, why don't we try to hit up all of them? And then we did, and we got to do some cool stuff like that one video on the roof or whatever. But I mean,
was that a real roof?
Yeah, we were on the roof.
I couldn't tell
station.
if it was a green screen or if it was a roof.
No, yeah, that was real. I don't know. We just tried to like push. I think that was like the glass eyes period of time.
Yeah,
we were pushing that.
What was that like? What was that like? Was it like? Because that's more on the traditional media side of things, which I definitely don't like usually a lot of the time. So like, I feel like that's where we're kind of moving away from. But like. Well, I mean, what was it? Was it kind of cool or nerve wracking? Like, what was it like to be on that side of things as a local band?
It was whatever. I don't know. It wasn't nerve wracking by any means.
No.
I mean, maybe not the roof one because that wasn't live, but the ones that are actually like live, where you're on TV as like you play. Those are a little nerve wracking.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Something as simple as like dropping your pick is just like, everyone in Phoenix just saw that.
Shit. Yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing that a bunch and like being like, damn, these guys, like, it's you definitely run like that, like I guess like not commercial, but that like I remember you worked that really fucking hard, like that kind of traditional media side of things for a little while, and it definitely worked.
Yeah, it was early, so we were just kind of like looking for outlets, and they were open to it. I saw that they had like music segments and were playing like local stuff, so I just tried to reach out and make something happen, and they were really open to it. So I don't know, like I would say the commercial side of things is like I just saw it as a big
opportunity.
A lot of people see us, and like we got a lot of hate comments on.
You?
I remember I remember like finding the shared video, like someone took a Facebook Live thing, and like there was a lot of people that were like, these kids sound like this, and like some people were like, I love it, like reminds me of like the Doors or something, and then someone would like tag their friend and be like, what the hell is this? Like
my ears are bleeding.
Yeah, and shit like that. So I mean, it was a good first experience. Yeah, and I remember like the cajon was like way too loud, like because like whenever I'd hit that snare, I hate playing cajon.
I honestly think like other percussion's better. It's just so like clunky.
It's weird. And it's just easy. That's why everybody does it.
Yeah, you just have to carry one thing. I guess other percussion's lighter.
It can be. It's one of the, I don't know, I see it at acoustic shows all the time. And it works, I guess, but it's kind of like you've got two modes. Like you've got boom and bum, and that's it.
Yeah. And I just remember it totally like overpowered the acoustic guitars, and it was like, oh.
Bummer.
Could have been executed better.
Bummer.
Maybe in the future.
Yeah, it's very weird. Like the like news and like the mainstream media, I guess you could call it, it's very much like, look like this, talk like this, like you know what I mean? Like,
well, I remember the people did not stop like laughing, like no matter what we said.
You could have been like, you fucking suck, and
they'd be like, oh, you fucking suck, and keep the smile and like,
fuck that.
No matter what we said, I think we were like playing at Shady Park or something, and we're like. And like we would be like, yeah, it's Shady Park on Friday, and they're like, haha, like I'm just like, what, like what is influencing this like random laugh?
Oh God, it's just the like always smiles, guys. Let's all be happy and smiles, and like because they're not thinking. They're
in robot mode.
Oh yeah, because they're just this is their job. This is what they do every single day. They have to put on this image, and like every once in a while, some of them just need to be like, yeah, no, that sucked. Like,
like you guys could have played better.
Like I was that's the college radio kind of does that. Like I was just Alex from Sonoran Chorus and I go way back, and we have a buddy who does a radio show, or he did a radio show out in Virginia, and he would have like a metal hour, and he would play shit where at the end of the hour, so they like, oh, yeah, I don't know what this is, I'm gonna try it out, and he'd put the record on or the song or whatever, and then after he'd be like, well, that sucked. Next thing, you know what I mean? Like
he'd play something random.
Like you need honesty and that kind of shit. Yeah. But at the same time, they'd like break out in fights.
The ratings, though, man.
I know, but like that's not what I want to. The only time I would watch like that kind of news would be like the fucking like Thanksgiving parade when I'm like half asleep, just for sentimental reasons.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Like I miss Regis and Kelly. Yeah, so that's like a 6-year-old. You know what I mean?
Hilarious.
I was just talking about the other. That guy's still alive.
What's he
Regis
doing
Philbin
now?
is still, I don't know, dying. I guess.
Yeah.
But like,
Probably on an island dying.
I mean, but good for him. I'm sure he's still spunky and happy and excitable. But I don't know. I was talking about that the other day. Those old like how you can get those weird physical, almost nostalgic feelings for certain sounds and voices that take you back to being a kid. Like Regis Philbin's voice is one of those voices that takes me back to be like 6, like my babysitter watching it.
That's hilarious.
Sounds in Jumanji will do that too. For some reason, certain sounds in the movie Jumanji.
I think they're recreating it.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Did you see this?
I didn't see the movie, no.
Well, wait.
What are you talking about?
They're redoing Jumanji, and it has like The Rock in it.
Oh, well, wait, is it the remake or is it like the weird sequel thing? I saw the weird sequel thing.
Is that, I don't know if it's, it's like a video game.
It's something that hasn't come out yet, though.
Yeah, it's Jack Black and The Rock and a bunch of people. Okay. It looks like
think the kid from the Naked Brothers band is playing.
Oh, my God, really?
Yeah. The drummer, like the little brother.
Oh, my God. Dude, that Jumanji movie was one of those things where it's like, the only reason it's called Jumanji is because it'll sell more.
Yeah,
because that's it. That's all it is. Like you could name it. You could just I don't remember. It's like called like Jumanji, and then there's a subtitle. You could just call it the subtitle and keep the same actors, and it would make a buttload of money, and no one would care, and it would just be a good like summer smash.
Yeah.
But because they have that name Jumanji on there, everyone's getting fucking pissed off and paying attention, and like they don't have to do that.
I just like don't understand why they like made it a video game. Like I saw the commercial or the trailer, and I was just like, God damn it! Like The Rock and like Jack Black.
I guess it's a culmination of like people play video games now more than board games, and after Jumanji and Zathura, like they're gonna be like a third board game movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gotta step up with the times.
Zathura was literally just like Jumanji in space.
Yeah, but, like, I remember that shit.
But Dax Shepard was awesome.
I remember because there was a book for both, right? Yeah, Jumanji was definitely a better book.
Was Jumanji a book? Maybe it was.
It was. It definitely. I feel like I read that shit in elementary school.
Yeah, probably. It was like a kid's book or something like that.
Yeah.
So like, what do you guys consider to be one of the hardest things as a band in general? I know it's a crazy generalization of a question, but
the hardest thing to be in a band is probably
swatting all the women away that come your way. I'm sure it's just like like God, there's so many of you.
I'm honestly kind of drawing a blank here. I'm thinking about this. Probably well, for me, having a working amp.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you blow out all the time?
Yeah, I blew out like fucking 3 shows in a row, and then I got fed up and just bought a new amp, and I still got the blown out one at home that I'm gonna fix.
What was blown out?
What
was blown out? What was your amp?
At first it was the tubes, and I was like, no big deal.
No, like what kind of amp was it?
Oh, Blues DeVille, Fender Blues DeVille.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, I love the sound of it. It honestly made me really sad to get a new amp.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
What do you have now?
I got a Blues Junior, Fender Blues Junior.
You love the fucking blues.
The Fender amps are the only thing I'll play, really.
I agree. I really like Fender amps a lot. Like I like Marshalls for certain things, but Fender amps I just are the most versatile. Like give me like a Bassman or a Bandmaster. All those I love that.
It's
shit.
like the reverbs and stuff. The clean tones are just so majestic.
Yeah, the deluxe reverb and the twin reverb are both like absolutely amazing. We use a twin reverb on Stellar, and it sounds so good because of that. Like that.
I was playing when I was buying it. I was thinking about getting this. I honestly don't even know what it was. It was a really nice Marshall combo that was pretty expensive, but I talked him down to about the same price as the Fender, and it just didn't do it for me. It was like a bigger amp, definitely more expensive, and like a better deal, but
combos
I just
make
didn't
me
like
nervous.
it as much.
Combos make me nervous. I like having the head because I have so many other options. You know what I'm talking about?
What? Just so you can like change your heads?
Yeah. You can change your heads, but they also often you can get more. I feel like there's more leeway, I guess. You can do a little bit more sometimes, but whatever.
Well, when you get to the pro level and you just got like all the money in the world.
Oh, totally, yeah.
They
I don't
get
have
2 heads and they get like channel switches. Like they can have their clean tone be a Fender and then press something. Then they got their Marshall head working now, and it's just like unfair.
That's so insane. I see
best of both worlds.
I see that kind of shit on like rig rundowns and stuff on YouTube. It's so insane. So just having working gear is important.
Yes.
But what about you, Lou? What do you think?
I I guess just all staying motivated. Like, I feel like we've just had like random weeks where we won't practice or something, you know. But overall, I feel like everyone's head's in the right place. So just, I guess, not getting pissed at each other, just like the stuff you'd expect, like especially living together. But
totally. And that's another thing about living together. It's like you're together so much of the time that even if you practice like twice a week, it feels like you didn't practice like enough. But like most bands practice like once or twice a week, so it's just kind of like a mental block. Even if like you can be practicing more, it just makes you feel like you're being a real slacker sometimes.
Yeah, totally. We need to practice more. We only practice like once every couple weeks or like before shows. Or like if we're writing or we're working on something, then we'll get together more. But it's usually just like as an as-needed basis.
Yeah, like before a show.
Yeah, which sucks, but that's just kind of like we've fallen into that habit and we need to dig ourselves out of it.
Yeah.
But slack rock.
Yeah, we're a slack rock band.
Did someone call us that?
No, I think I just made that up. It was like the first time we played together in like a couple or like 3 weeks, and I was like, we should just call ourselves slack rock.
Yeah, So I was one of the questions that I had was like Life After Midnight has an extremely different sound, and I was gonna ask like how that came, like what made this. Obviously, the sonic change is just the fact that you wrote it. But is there anything else? Like, does the rest of the album have like a very different that like kind of that vibe to it, or is it still more kind of like, you know, your classic like that rock kind of thing that you guys had going on before?
I'd say like a little bit of both. It's like it doesn't match the vibe of the other songs in a musical sense. Like this one's a lot more driving and probably more like leans pop. I don't know. But the other songs, as far as like lyrics go and stuff, I'd say they're in like the same realm of each other, the same universe and stuff. But as far as like rhythms and stuff go, it bounces everywhere. Like I don't even write with like an intention. Like somehow I think one of these songs would be like labeled a country song if it had to be like labeled something.
That's awesome.
And it's just like I never intended for that. It's just like what happens.
That's awesome. That's amazing. We're looking at that too. We've got like a whole crop of songs ready to go that are fucking all over the place. I don't know what's I have no idea what's gonna happen.
I feel like but like the overall sense of it is like a like nighttime, possibly like winter vibe, and I guess
just about things that bother people's minds.
Okay, I like that.
Like what makes you not able to sleep at night.
I like that.
It's like darker themes for sure, and that's kind of what we try to convey with like the album art and stuff, was that like it's Oasis unknown. It's like you don't know, like you haven't found that oasis, that happiness. So it's kind of just like every song is like a struggle, or like they're deeper songs, I'd say, than like the old ones. And I mean, we did talk about like some real shit. Like I feel like Wasted Time was like our most serious song, but I think like overall, like the concept of Life After Midnight is like it's basically like a theme of the album. So I felt like that was why we chose it as a single.
Yeah, it makes sense. It works really, really, really well. Like I'm excited for you guys to be what I like is that I had something that I had expected from the Sink or Swim. Like I knew what to expect going into the new songs, and it was not what I expected, and it made me excited.
That's awesome.
I like when bands like pull the rug out from under you and do something like, especially when it still sounds good.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the time, like sometimes they put out something new and it just sucks, but I like that it still sounds good. It still sounds, I could believe, like if someone told me that it's a Sink or Swim song, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I can see that.
Cool.
But at the same time, totally different. So
yeah.
Good for you guys on that.
I feel like we had access to a lot more instruments and stuff too. Like Life After Midnight, like that hook is like a slide guitar.
That's rad.
So we didn't and we had like Hammond organ and some stuff. And
yeah, there's Rhodes and organ on.
Rhodes is cool. That's fucking great. Yeah. That's awesome. That's super exciting.
And we used like some old vintage like echo boxes for a lot of that like natural echo that you'll hear in it. So that's like basically seen throughout the album, and like we sampled wind at one point, and we just like went a lot deeper into like the production side of things this time.
How much time did you guys spend on the album or on the EP?
Do you know the exact amount?
Or I mean, you don't have to give me like this amount of minutes, but like how many sessions did you guys do?
I think it was like 19 sessions that were 4 hours.
Holy shit.
Or something like that.
It's probably add like 7 hours because of our 5 hour sessions.
Yeah. So It was over the course of like 2.5 months.
Yeah, it's probably like 85 hours or something.
Yeah. So are you guys on a label now?
No, we're not. We're totally independent.
That's awesome.
We've jumped around to a couple different situations. At first we were on Mescal Porch Collective, and
I remember when you left that. I remember that. Yeah.
So we just, it was great for a couple months, and we just decided like we were better off on our own, and I was still booking like most of the stuff anyways. So, and then we went to Poor Life Choice Management with Sam, who he was really cool, and we had good ideas and stuff. But just with the release of this album, and I just felt like I was getting everything together, and there was no reason to not just ditch all of these options until someone can really bring something to the table that I don't know. I want the reason that we get a manager is because they open these doors. It's not just like, hey, like let's say you have a manager now, and like
totally.
It's kind of what it became. So.
You don't want to get stuck in revolving doors.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Yeah.
You should be the first band to go in Shark Tank.
Yeah, I would do that. Like they're just like, yeah, like we're gonna throw you guys $10,000 for your tour.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, I mean. That's the thing with management, man. Like, you could also just go into crazy debt and, like, be paying a shit ton of money to people and then, like, go on tour and no one shows up and just be a bad mess.
Yeah, so. Like, that's a big reason we haven't toured yet is because, like, I don't want to waste our time. I want to make sure that, like, I'm not expecting huge shows, but I want to make sure we don't hit 5 places and 4 of the 5 are like literally to the other bands or something.
Yeah, totally. That the thing with playing California that we've found is like we made a lot of friends there and we've played a lot of shows that were not to that many people. But when it comes to like what I have discovered is that your first tour is a lot of just like making connections and just like paying dues and kind of meeting people and taking a few on the chin to kind of meet the right people and get into better situations next time.
Yeah.
But unless you get like a crazy campaign behind you and you can work for it and you can get people interested in other states, it's fucking hard, man. It's a lot of just like, all right, well, this is some random place that they just stuck us. Let's make the best of it. Like we played a lot of skate shops and weird like the backs of churches and just like all kinds of stuff, in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. But we've played some like legit venues too that had great draws that had zero to do with our name. Yeah. So it just kind of depends on your promoter and what shows you're setting up. Would you want to set up the shows outside of town, or do you like because I can tell that you got your shit. Like this is like you working it, like you're in charge of it, like you're on top of it. Would you be nervous giving somebody else like full reign to do it in a different state or something like that?
I mean, if someone was like, hey, like I can book you like a beneficial tour, and like wanted, like they would obviously take a pay cut or something, but I would be down for that if it was like a person that could get the job done, like I don't have confidence in booking like a Seattle show or something. Oh fuck yeah, no. So if someone did, like I would trust that more than like whatever place I could get us probably.
Yeah, it's just about like finding people who know people, man. Getting on like finding people who know locals who can hook up cool shows, and
for sure.
At the end of the day, dude, like touring is just fun. Like like traveling in a van and playing shows every night, and it's a great time. Like treating your body like garbage, and that's part of the fun, though. Like I think we ate a McGriddle every single day for like all like an entire week of tour.
That's commitment.
It was amazing, but it was also terrible. Like fucking every single day, like you'd feel like garbage in 2 hours, and then have to play a show.
That's great.
It's fun. It's super fun. What do you guys have lined up? Like coming up pretty soon? I know you kind of mentioned it throughout, but like what are some things you're looking forward to pretty soon?
So next Thursday, which will be November 9th, we're playing at the Rebel Lounge with The Color 8, Future Speak, and Fly the Coop, and then Mesa Music Fest the next day. But yeah, Mesa Music Fest. But
I've never heard of it.
But and then the big one is going to be January 20th at Crescent for our release. So yeah, we have this show Thursday to kind of celebrate the single But the big one is, January 20th at Crescent Ballroom.
That's going to be crazy, man.
Place to be.
That's going to be awesome. Now, I saw something online, and maybe I missed it. It's already over, but you guys are doing like an Apache Lake music. What was it?
Oh, yeah, that happened.
That happened already, right?
Was it last weekend?
Last weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that?
It was cool,
you can
man.
Explain it, yeah.
It was really cool.
What was it?
It was like 60 miles from here, but it took like 2 hours to get there because you're driving like off road up like mountains and stuff.
Nice.
It was a pretty scary drive, honestly.
Where was it?
I don't remember where it was. It was like Apache Lake Marina. That wasn't the city called like Tortilla Flats.
Tortilla Flats.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I've heard of it before.
Okay, yeah. And then there's just like a campsite, and everyone just has tents like set up by the water, and they gave us a hotel room, and it's just like a little campground with like structures everywhere, and then there's like a main area with a huge stage. And I don't know, everyone's just drinking and watching music the whole weekend.
That's fucking rad.
Responsibilities. It was cool as fuck. Yeah, I had a great time.
Have you guys heard of Slab City?
No.
Okay, so we have the show there in a couple weeks. And Slab City, have you guys ever seen Into the Wild?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a scene in that movie where Alex goes to this like place with no laws, and there's a huge mountain that's like painted a bunch of different colors and stuff like that, and that's in a place called Slab City, where it's called like the last free place on earth. You or in America or whatever. People are driving around without license plates. There's no laws at all. Like there's no one there.
Can you live there?
Yeah, you can live there totally for free. People build their own houses there out of like junkyard and spare parts and stuff. There's like there's like complete structures made out of like
grocery
old car
stores
doors.
and restaurants.
There's like a little like market and a gas station and stuff like that. And it's right by the Salton Sea. So it's in between the 8 and the 10 in the middle of. It's basically like when you're coming from California on the 8 or the 10, right around the point where you're like, fuck, when am I going to get there? That's where it is, basically. It's so far from everything. But it's this crazy town where these like hippies just live and exist and have a great time, I guess. And there's like a library there that like you just like take shit and give stuff back later on, and it's just made of crazy salvage things. It's crazy. It's awesome. It's super cool.
That sounds cool.
There's a bar there. Called The Range, and we're gonna play there fucking in a couple weeks, and that should be crazy.
I bet everyone will care too. Like I bet all those hippies will come out.
Yeah, like
party. That'll be cool.
We wanted to do it then because that's when all the snowbirds. Because some people live there all year. I don't know how.
Are there houses or is it just like junk houses?
It's just junk houses. It's just like these, like it's like Fallout. Like
I'm picturing like District 9, that like camp where they have all the.
I'll have to pull up a picture. It's super super rad. But yeah, it's people just like do whatever there and like sleep in stuff that they make, and it's all like recycled from old cars and houses and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
But like some people live there all the time, but some people just like come in for a couple months to get off the grid or whatever, and we're hopefully playing within the height of that. So hopefully there's gonna be people there. It'll be rad. Yeah. But yeah, if you guys want to play some crazy, because that's what it reminds me of. You said the campground. I was like, dude, that sounds like fun though, man. People having drinks and camping, seeing music. That seems like the way to go.
Yeah, because there was like an outdoor stage and an indoor stage, and they had like a bar, which also had like acoustic acts playing. So like there was like 3 places to see music, just like grabbing drinks like every 30 minutes.
That's awesome, man.
It was really fun.
As opposed to like an indoor bar, and which is also cool, but like outside campground, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it was so cool.
And it had like a lot of like, I'd say the good local bands like Bear Ghost and Wives.
Bear Ghost is the fucking shit.
Dude, their performance, cool. I've like settled that they're probably like the best local band.
I agree. No, I've never seen them live, but judged based only on I think I've listened to their first album maybe more than almost any other local band, like second to like a couple. They're like, oh God, they're so good. I want to get them on the podcast so bad, but I can't get a hold of them because they're busy as shit because they're like legit.
Yeah, they're awesome. And like their songs are just like very theatrical, and it's super tight. And the singer was doing this like one-legged spin, like
I've seen him do it.
He does it like 10 times, and it's just like, holy shit, man. Like,
yeah, they're wild. Their songs are so crazy. Did they do that cover of the Jungle Book song?
No, but didn't they cover a bunch of Queen songs, or was that them?
I thought that was the band before them. I don't know. That's when the night started getting foggy.
Yeah, right. They do a cover of "I Want to Be Like You" from Jungle Book, and like it's like really fucking good.
That's sick.
So, well, fuck, man. Like I'm super excited for you guys, like going forward and everything that you're gonna be doing. I'm really happy that the Sink or Swim's name has continually been here. Like you guys haven't like gone away. Like you haven't like some bands will like we've done it. We're guilty of it. Like they'll kind of fall away. They'll be playing a bunch of shows, but short of that, they're not really doing anything or keeping their name around. And I like that you guys are constantly kicking and hitting it hard.
We're trying, yeah. We need to do a video. I feel like it's time for a video.
Yeah,
a music video.
It's always time for a video.
Oh yeah,
videos are awesome, man.
Yeah,
like that's important. People, especially when it comes to sponsoring videos on Facebook and stuff, need that video.
So okay, back to that question though, where you said, "What do you wish you did differently?" I wish that we just like did one video and like put a lot of money into it.
Yeah,
and, like kind of push that for like a longer period of time, because I feel like our YouTube presence is like our weakest thing, probably.
It's definitely ours. Yeah, for sure.
It's hard.
We didn't even think about it.
And at first we were pushing like the Facebook video, and then you like, I think our Glass Eyes video got like 13,000 Facebook views, and then the YouTube link had like 200. So
yeah.
It's just like, damn, can we move those views over?
I know, it's fucking hard, man. That's YouTube's. Yeah, it's rough, but it happens. Gotta do whatever you can do, man. It's enough that you guys are like constantly kicking ass and playing shows, and I see your name everywhere, so that's important. Cool. So I'm stoked for the Crescent Ballroom show. It's gonna be so crazy.
Hell yeah, dude!
Can't wait.
You guys can come. That'll be sweet.
Oh yeah, dude, that's gonna be crazy. January 21st,
20th.
20th.
Yeah, it's a Saturday 20th. Too. So
that's the best.
Yeah,
Saturday
I'm excited.
shows. That's the thing, man. I see bands headline on like Tuesday nights. I'm like, no, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, when I found out we could get a weekend in January, I was like, fuck yes. Like, well, it's worth waiting for.
Totally worth waiting for.
But yeah, another thing is, if you pre-ordered our EP, you're gonna get it December 20th, so like a month before the actual release.
That's awesome.
So it's not gonna like be on Spotify till after the new year and stuff, but like physical CDs and stuff you'll get early.
That's gonna be awesome, guys. I'm really stoked for you. Really happy for it.
Thank you.
I get nervous about saying the word stoked on the show. Like I always like every time I say it,
I was like, is that the closing sentence? Like,
yeah,
really
no.
stoked.
Yeah, oh, I'm getting stoked. Like,
it's just like when they say the movie title in the movie.
Oh man. Yeah, like at that point I might as well get those like radio drops of funny sounds. Like, like oh no. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming on the show. I had a great time.
Thanks for having me.
Hopefully I get to see the rest of the guys here pretty soon. I'll see them at the show in January.
Yeah, but we'll be at your guys' show.
So hell yeah. So
we'll try to bring everybody.
Yeah, I'll see you guys next week then.
All right, man.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. I will see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.